Let's do The Emperor's New Clothes, which is a film directed by Michael Winterbottom and starring about, written by, and generally centering on Russell Brand. So this is kind of essentially an extension of his The Trues YouTube. So you've seen The Trues, The True News. See what he did there? True.
If it's got Russell in it, I might not have been tuning in.
So basically, it's a Russell Brand polemic, and it's simple, nay, simplistic. His general. What are you looking at?
Rory Kethlen-Jones.
Okay, can you not look at Rory Kethlen-Jones while I'm trying to talk to you, because it's really distracting.
Okay, I apologise, but he was filming us.
Yeah, well, that
tech show.
He's a techie. That's what he can't do anything without filming.
I see a camera, I have to smile to it.
You see those films like the Blair Witch Project, people say, how come they go on filming when all that stuff is going on? That's how come. Anyway, so back to
the essential
Emperor's New Clothes. So it's Russell Brand explaining why it is that we have wealth inequality, why it is that tax dodging is bad, why it is that non-dom status is corrupt, and why it is that everything should be organised more fairly. Here's a clip.
So, a cleaner working in the city would have to work for more than 300 years to make the same amount their boss would make in a year. So if they started work when America was still part of the British Empire, cleaning during the French Revolution, then when Napoleon was getting beaten by Wellington, God bless him, at Waterloo, if they worked through the whole of Queen Victoria's reign when Tolstoy was writing War and Peace, that took ages, all the way through the Boer War, the expeditions to Antarctica, the First World War, that game of football on Christmas Eve, the Great Depression, the Second World War,
so you get the general tone, okay?
I was in no doubt.
You've glazed.
You've
glazed.
As I tend to when he comes on.
And then for other, it's just sort of sub-Michael Moore stuff. So for other parts of it, he's going around the City of London with a truck which has got the pictures of people who ran banks that did terrible things during the financial crisis with wanted posters. And then he tries to get into all the usual sort of stand-up documentary stick that we've seen other people like Michael Moore do rather better, attempting to get into banks, not being allowed in, saying, but I need to speak to the manager because I need to speak to him about where all this money went. And then there's another section in which he's basically getting these school kids to wear plaques which say, I earn 20,000, I earn 60,000, I earn 6 million. Is it fair?
Did Russell have one with his earnings?
Well, actually, he does make a joke about that, which is that there's a point in which he says, why can't we have 90% tax for the highest 1%? And then he goes, oh, hang on, that's me. So he does acknowledge that, albeit passingly. I think the classroom scenes, in a way, are the sort of touchstone because they kind of nail the tone of the film. The whole film feels like you are in that classroom and Russell is explaining the world to you. And look, it's easy to be cynical. My feeling about it is it does feel a little bit like somebody woke up one day and went, blimey, inequality. And
who'd have thought?
Who'd have thought? And, obviously, I speak as somebody who believes that voting is an absolute essential thing for everyone possible to do. And I don't. That's a non-partisan view. But
I don't think that's a particularly controversial opinion.
No, exactly. And so I kind of bridle when I hear anybody telling me that that's not the case, because people fought huge battles for the right to vote, and I think that it should be used. So it's kind of, it is what it is. It's Russell Brand doing the Russell Brand revolution thing. And whether you agree with it or disagree with it, I think the question is whether or not you'll find Russell Brand himself personally entertaining or irritating. And I kind of vacillate. I don't feel particularly strongly either way, but I didn't feel like I learned anything that I hadn't learned before. And certainly when you put it up against, and I mean, heaven knows I've had problems with Michael Moore's documentaries in the past, but they are...
Is it cinematically... Is it a film? Is it worth spending a lot of money going into your local cinema and choosing that as a movie?
No.
Okay.
I'm sorry, but as I said, in a way, it's kind of an extension of the Trues YouTube channel. That said, and in the interest of fairness, I have heard people, teenagers, who have watched the Trues and have had it, raise issues for them and made them feel engaged. And Michael Winterbottom himself, who's been interviewed about this, and said, well, I don't agree with Russell Brand's political stance and everything, but he is very engaged. And so, benefit of the doubt. It's not aimed at me. I thought bits of it were funny, and I thought bits of it were a bit like, yeah, okay.